Hey everyone, in case you're seeing that I'm live. Just wanted to say that there's a lot of tips out there that we can do to help control panic because we are unfortunately in a society where panic is quite prevalent. It's caused a lot by the government and the water and stuff like that, bad water systems. Um, and not having proper water purification systems, which is what we cook with, we eat with, sometimes, etc. The major thing that I would like to say is, and good point is, when you're in a panic moment or when you're extremely stressed out and you start panicking, your throat starts closing, you're unsure of your body or yourself, how you're going to react. The quickest thing I found to help deal with that is to literally just tilt your head up as far as you can, open your throat as much, and do some simple breathing. Deep breathing. If that's not helping you, if you're near a store, you can go and buy some tonic water or tonic soda, or even just any plain filtered carbonated beverage, such as like Sprite, something like that. Grab that, take a sip of that because that will provide your body with the extra oxygen that it needs at that point in time. It's quite necessary, obviously, to have the right amount of oxygen. Unfortunately, with all the moisture and stuff in the air, we're not getting the same amount of oxygen that our bodies need to survive, which then puts our bodies into panic mode. We have increased anxiety. We live in a society, right, where coffee and caffeine are basically our go-to drinks now. That adds to our body's dehydration. The sodium levels in our water also add to our dehydration because we're not rehydrating. We have to double what the health food guide says for the water intake, at least, because our sodium levels are so high that we're actually dehydrating from that. Drinking that water, whether it's filtered or not, it's still not getting all that sodium out of our system. Sodium is a preservative, natural, somewhat naturally occurring. It's most commonly, obviously, called salt. Um, that's also something that a lot of people overuse in their cooking, stuff like that. You don't have to use a lot of salt. When it says salt to taste, don't. Just you honestly don't need salt. You can use pepper, you can use paprika, you can use. I like parsley, oregano, basil is a really nice one, with a bit of a lemony taste to it. There's many different spices. It's up to you. You can pick and choose, but stop eating salt. Stop it. Um, Another tip that I have in terms of panicking is you can honestly just relax. If you're around a really stressful situation and you're experiencing a high anxiety slash panic moment, what you can do is literally just get something soft. Personally, I like suede or a nice fleece, something comforting. Like if you're wearing a hoodie, a jacket, or anything like that, it's just you can touch it without having to be, oh my god, there's that crazy guy over there, um, touching his sleeve or pulling out a piece of fabric. You don't have to worry about that, really. Um, the major thing that I have to say is remember you're worth it. You're worth love. You are worth having respect. You deserve it. You're no longer less of a human being or man or a woman if you have emotions or for feeling panicked or feeling anxiety. Don't be afraid. And our government wants you to be afraid, but the government at the same time is also creating these issues. Um, I know where I live, in the city I live in, that we don't have water purification emergency process. Um, we don't have backup generators for emergency water, so that contributes to the intake that people are getting of sodium and a lot of other products that shouldn't be in the water, such as arsenic. Um, I'll probably have this YouTube channel down because of the government, but I'll fight it as I always do. Um, but yeah, like I want you to know that you yourself are worth living. You yourself, be yourself. Don't worry what other people think. Um, Whether or not, remember that our traumas can get compounded and compounded if they're not dealt with. Go seek help. You know what? A lot of doctors out there want to stigmatize us. That's where a lot of it comes from. They want to label you this, they want to label you that. Um, or they don't have the labels properly, so they label you with whatever they want. My PTSD, which was as a youth, I used to act out, and as a kid, against the abuse that I was receiving in a children's aid approved foster home, where my foster mother, her basically her immigration was paid for by the Canadian government, just for her to come and foster in Canada when she was an American citizen. To me, that's totally that just baffles me. That's totally wrong, because she abused myself. I don't know if she abused my brother, but she did abuse me, and it was documented in my files. Um, Surprisingly, Children's Aid did nothing and still let her continue to be a foster parent, until I blew the whistle. And now her adopted daughter, who was adopted in the States, is also a foster parent here in Canada. Um, Personally, I have issue with that. Um, with the whole process, not with the fact that I'm sure that her foster father is a good foster mother, but they were living together in the same house. That means the cycle of abuse could have been continued. You don't know. Never be afraid to speak up. Never be afraid to. If you sense something is wrong, go with it. You know to trust yourself. Trust in yourself. That's the important thing. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good day. Remember, you're blessed. You're wonderful. You can do it. Just believe in yourself. If you can't believe in yourself, what you can do is you can also go to a church. They will help you. They will do and step in where the government is doing nothing. Churches nowadays try to accept people as they are. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of judgment. However, they do have courses and programs that they offer. Um, and I mean courses in terms of like group settings, Bible studies, stuff like that, to help anxiety, depression, PTSD is a major thing. Um, that apparently there's a lot of things that the churches do that the government won't provide, basically for free. So it's also a great way to get out there and meet people. And you can do it in smaller groups like a Bible study or go to church, stuff like that. And that'll just give you some extra hands-on tools or more tools in your toolbox just to help with anxiety, socialization, stuff like that. So anyways, have a good evening. Take care. God bless.